For rental apartments, I just want to highlight this video which shows how you can actually use it to manage if you've got multiple rental apartments. So just for the sake of simplicity, I'm just showing that this is already set up. So we've got apartments on lease, and this is the home page of our app. So where your properties are all set up. So if you go to the bookings page, this is where you will be accepting all the leases. So Finner helps apartment rental clients manage their apartments, including check-ins, looking at the lease documents, also expenses and revenues. So let's create a lease here. Let's say somebody calls through and you want to create a lease. So let's say test 8 May 23. You have to put their name and the email. The benefit of putting their email is that they will automatically be getting an email confirmation of the lease. So you can put the email, so as well as WhatsApp if you want them to receive that. In terms of options, you have multiple. It's always good to select where you got the booking from, so that it helps your sales and marketing. So let's say own website, what category, 1 BHK, and then you have the calendar. So one of the key things is that you have a calendar. So I've selected, let's say the lease is for a month. So let's say from the 13th till the 12th of next month. That's done. That's done. So I've selected a month. And if I say tariff, so there are two kinds of tariff calculation. One is the daily and the total. So let's say we put in a total of 10,000 in whichever currency that you want. There is no prepayment. If suppose they have paid 1,000 in your currency prior to by, let's say, a bank transfers, you can record that as well. So what Finner will do is that it will record all the financial transactions as well. Requires 3 key sets, something like that. Okay, whatever. And let's say, and you created the lease. So one is the lease has been created. So there is a lease document that you can also upload if you wanted to before they arrive. What you can also do is you can modify it. So you could also modify any of the terms of the lease. So I'll just show you. So you could modify any of these fields before they actually arrive. In terms of looking at the occupancy, we also have the multi-calendar view, which shows you how if you've got multiple, it just shows you very clearly and easily that how many of your apartments are occupied, and how many still have to check in. So the purple means that they haven't been checked in because it's a test account. So we go back here, and when they actually arrive, you just have to book them in, and you can just wait for that to load. Let's put their nationality, email address, if the earlier email address wasn't correct, and if you wanted to measure the electricity or the water that you're spending, you could even do that. So let's say I just put in 100. That's the electricity reading. ID, upload the ID if you wanted to, so that it's saved here, and then start the lease. I can't start the lease because it's on the 13th of May. So once you do that, it also maintains all the financial transactions. If you're offering them any extra services, if they've made any lump sum payments between the lease, which happens sometimes, so those are also maintained. And then you get a view. You can view the lease, the full lease, and as well as if you get notifications. So suppose they've got an outstanding payment. One of the key features is that if suppose they haven't paid before the lease, or if some of their amount is outstanding, then you will also get the outstanding figure here, and you can speak to them and get a payment from them to fix this. The other really good feature about this is the finance part, where you can add your expenses. So if there are any expenses related to managing the apartment, let's say things like maintenance or repairs, cleaning, any kind of groceries, things like that, you can actually add those petty cash and expenses here. So just wait for that to load. So one is, of course, all the leases will be here. If you're providing any F&B services, those will also, any invoices, Any F&B. So these are the stays. All the leases will be here as well. So you can also see, if there is any expenses that you've charged. So let's say electricity, water that you've charged them, how much they've paid, all the leases. You can even see the lease details as well. You can configure the lease as per how you would want it. That's the other thing. Transactions. You can also get some statistics. May not be that important. Expenses. If you want to add any expenses, if you have any vendors, salaries, repairs, maintenance, and maybe property level. So what it also does is it gives you a very nice P&L statement. So you can just, if you've got some investors, you can, or if if you're managing properties, you want to look at their profitability, you can just quickly print this off and print the report and send it off. So it doesn't actually substitute completely for a accounting system, but it does a decent enough job that you don't. You can use an external accounting system, but for day to day you can just use this. It's actually pretty accurate. Yeah, so that's about our rental system. Please feel free to reach out. Let us know if you're interested in this, if you've got properties that you're looking to manage, if you want to really have an idea about where every dollar, every cent, every rupee goes and increase your profitability. We'd be happy to help you. Thanks a lot from Team Finner, Kunal.